They have the right as a sovereign nation to defend their territory. They didn't start this war, the Russians did.
Russia has accused the United States of America of seeking to drag the war in Ukraine further after President Joe Biden pledged to supply Kyiv with new long-range missiles. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said the U.S. was intentionally adding fuel to the fire with the latest military weapons Washington promised to deliver to Ukraine.
It's Russia that is attacking Ukraine, not the other way around. And simply put, the best way to avoid escalation is for Russia to stop the aggression and the war that it started. It's fully within its power to do so. Specifically with regard to weapon systems being provided, the Ukrainians have given us assurances that they will not use these systems against targets on Russian territory. There is a strong trust bond between Ukraine and the United States, as well as with our allies and partners. I would say that it's not so much a question of deterring Russia at this point, because they have committed the aggression and they're pursuing it. What we're working to do, and the Secretary General said this very eloquently, is to make sure that the Ukrainians have in hand what they need to defend against this aggression, to repel it, to push it back, and as well, and as a result, to make sure that they have the strongest possible hand at any negotiating table that emerges. And I agree with the Secretary General that eventually that is what is likely to happen. We can't say when, we can't say exactly how. What we can say is what we will do to make sure that Ukraine has the means to defend itself and has the strongest possible hand.
Peskov added that such military supplies do not contribute to the Ukrainian leadership's willingness to resume peace negotiations.
At every step along the way, we have evaluated what we believe Ukraine needs to do just that, to defend itself effectively. And of course, that's changed through the course of this aggression. What they needed to deal with the threats to Kyiv are very different from what they need to deal with what's now happening in southern and eastern Ukraine.
Washington had been unwilling to provide the fast-traveling weapons to Ukraine out of fear they could be used against targets in Russia. But the U.S. says President Volodymyr Zelensky has given assurances that such will not happen. On Wednesday, Mr. Biden said the leader-head would strengthen Kyiv's negotiating position against Russia and make a diplomatic solution more likely. Apart from the United States, the German government has also promised to send an air defense system to Ukraine in order to help the Ukrainians compete with the Russian firepower.
Counter-artillery radars, 2 air surveillance radars, 1,000 additional javelins and 50 command launch units, 6,000 anti-armor weapons, 15,000 155mm artillery rounds, 4 Mi-17 helicopters, 15 tactical vehicles, and spare parts and equipment.
In response to the fresh military hardware pledges, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov condemned the U.S. while adding that Mr. Biden's announcement increased the risk of a third country being dragged into the conflict. In another development, Russian forces have seized half of the eastern Ukrainian city of Severodonetsk. The mayor said the city is key to Moscow's effort to quickly complete the capture of the industrial-based Donbass region. Kamil Sadiq reporting for CBA TV.